Just keep pushing. I don't talk to strangers, you know? And he was like, okay, and drives off. And I don't know, something just gave me a weird feeling. I turned around, he coming back around the corner, and he's hop out the car with a gun, like, get in the car, get in the car.
I didn't know what he was about or nothing. He just seen me crying and, oh, you don't have nowhere to go. You want to come with me?
He was like, you want to make some money? And I didn't know what he was talking about. And I'm like, yeah.
He knew my age because I didn't lie about it. Like, oh, no, it's okay, baby. I'll show you the ropes. It's okay.
I'm still a virgin at this time. Like, I was forced to go, you know?
I ended up getting raped by some John.
It's easier for them to rape a child if they can just pick them up off the street like that, you know?
Modern-day slavery is alive and real in the United States. Young girls are being bought and sold for sex in large numbers. Yet instead of being seen as victims, they are treated as criminals, charged as child prostitutes while their buyers often go free. It's time for that to end.
323 to 584.
They're put into handcuffs. They're put into the police car. They're brought to a detention center. They are brought before a judge, and they are convicted for prostitution.
Every time I got arrested, it wasn't like, are you safe at home? Like, did anything happen? Or, you know, is somebody holding you against your will? It's, oh, you're out here prostituting, you're going to jail right now. I don't want to hear anything else. Shut your mouth, let's go.
And I remember one of the staff was like, you know, why do you guys do what you do? Why don't you just get a job in front of everybody? You know, like with no sensitivity that this girl might be being forced or I might be hungry.
When a woman is beaten, it's called domestic abuse. When a woman is sexually abused, it's called rape. But when a child is raped, kidnapped, and sold for sex, she is locked up.
It was really hard to be, you know, seen as the criminal. I mean, I was a child.
I wasn't exploited until I was 14.
From 9 to 15.
They say the average age is 12 to 14, and that's a really low number. But I know girls who have been trafficked at 8, 9, and myself at 10.
What we know is that buyers seek out underage girls, that buyers are willing to pay more money for the underage girl, that there is a language that buyers use to be able to signal to the trafficker that they want a younger girl, new to town, fresh, or giving the measurements of the girl in the ad.
All across the country, American children are at risk of being victims of human trafficking. Girls are kidnapped or lured by traffickers at bus shelters, outside schools, or through social media. In big cities, rural areas, at truck stops on the interstate, many of them are beaten into submission.
I was sold in strip clubs. I was sold in massage parlors. He didn't care what it was as long as I made his quota. And if I didn't make his quota, I was beat, bruised, broken, tortured.
I've seen girls with their pimps' names on their foreheads or like on their neck or something like that, and it's like basically just telling other people that you belong to someone.
These girls are tattooed. They are literally branded like property.
He held her down and carved his name with a knife inside of her. And she was supposed to go get the real tattoo, and she said no. So he tied her, like literally pushed her down and carved it into her.
They're branding these women, these girls, because they want to enslave them for life. And the biggest problem is we allow it. We see it and we look the other way.
How is it that we allow this to happen? How is it that we take a child who's been subject to this kind of sexual violence and put her in a jail cell?
I think it says that I wasn't worth saving. I think it says that I didn't deserve safety.
It just makes me feel like nobody believes you and everything you do is just so wrong. I just feel like I felt helpless.
We need to understand when we criminalize someone who's truly a victim, we're on the wrong side of the fence.
At the same time that the girls are locked up behind bars, their buyers are most often free to go. In any other situation, the assailant would be punished and charged with a felony.
Why am I going to jail? Why he isn't going to jail? You know, I didn't want to do this with him, but I have to for A, B, and C, and you're going to take me to jail?
There should be no difference between raping a child and paying to rape a child.
There are no Johns. They are child rapists and they are pedophiles.
When we let buyers off the hook, we are saying that we support rape.
It sends the message that it's okay for people to pay to rape children.
What we want to see is that buyers, because they are buying children for sex, are arrested and charged with statutory rape, sexual assault of a minor, or child endangerment.
Our mission is to transform existing scars, tattoos, and burns to help people who have been marked as property, directly or indirectly. Having these tattoos transformed, faded, or removed is the ultimate passage.
Transforming physical reminders is only part of the solution. Rights for Girls is dedicated to transforming how victims of human trafficking are perceived. When we transform our language, we can transform our laws. We can help survivors transform their lives.
We tracked how many times major media outlets use the term child prostitute or juvenile prostitute.
Child prostitute.
Child prostitute.
Child prostitute.
Child prostitute. Child prostitution.
And in the last 5 years, that term or similar terms have been used 5,000 times.
Underage prostitution. Child prostitution.
Child prostitution. A crackdown on underage prostitution.
Child prostitute.
Booked for child prostitution.
I think the media has an ultimate responsibility. I think the media either makes or breaks labels.
How we are named is how we are treated. And so when the media talks about the girls as child prostitutes, that reinforces the idea that the girls are not victims.
I was a victim.
A victim.
A victim of child sex trafficking.
Child prostitution.
Child rape.
Underage prostitution.
Child rape.
Taken to jail and booked for child prostitution.
No child.
No child.
No child should be arrested for prostitution.
Child prostitution.
Child sex trafficking.
Underage prostitution.
Child sex trafficking.
Child prostitute.
There is no such thing.
No such thing.
No such thing as a child prostitute.
It's time to change the law and to change our language.
Labels, visible and verbal, leave lasting marks. We have the power to transform them. Join the campaign and sign the petition to demand the Associated Press and all other media outlets stop using the term child prostitute. Together, we can protect our nation's girls.